Justice for Michael.
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 That's what I'm talking about. Justice for Michael.
Michael. I love you, Michael. Justice for Michael.
Justice for Michael.
Boy.
What's up?
Justice, baby. Justice. We got to have it. We got to have it today.
Are you happy to see the trial going in this direction?
Yes, most definitely I am. Yes, I am. I want to see this over.
Amen.
We definitely want to see this done. It's too long. 18 months we waited for this. It's too long.
Justice for Michael.
Yeah. Like our signs?
Yes. Wow.
Michael would like them?
Yes, I think he would love them.
It's got the bling.
Yes.
Yeah, the bling.
That's awesome.
Everything that Michael loves.
Oh, that's nice. How long did it take y'all to put that together?
I put it together in about 5.5 hours.
Are we saying justice for Michael?
Right, Justice for Michael all the way.
Yeah!
That's why we're here.
I'm ready to see justice.
Michael gave away billions of dollars to people that didn't have a dime. And Michael was a man of God.
How do you feel about Dr. Moran?
You know what I'm saying? I'm just here hoping that Michael get fair play. I don't want the prosecuting attorney to stop putting out the word that Michael Jackson, this defense team, is going to use that Michael Jackson committed suicide. I think that's bogus, that's wrong.
Just pretty much everything he said. We're here mainly just to show Michael that we love him, we always support him no matter what. And we support the family too, support the Jacksons, we big Jacksons.
Okay, so what's your name, ma'am?
Helen.
And you're an MJ fan.
Yes.
So you're here January 4th, and what do you want to see happen in the court?
I want to see something that leads to justice.
And what would you say to the Jackson family or anybody if you could say something to them?
So the Jacksons, that they have to be strong, have to stick together, that this whole thing will be over one day. You know, they have to keep on working to spread MJ's legacy, the person who he was, and let the world know the real Michael Jackson, because there's a lot of media influence that is biased against him, and that's what they need to do. They have to stick together.
But I feel that Dr. Conrad should get life in prison like any other murder. Anybody that kills anyone, they should get life in prison. Not 4 years. That's a slap on the wrist.
I'm glad that it's definitely being set in motion. It's been far too long. Here we are going on the 3rd year now, and they're just at day 1 on trial. So it's due time. I'm happy that it's finally, something's happening.
Yeah, I'm glad that it's finally taking place and starting, the proceedings and everything. It's a bittersweet. I'm glad that it's happening, but it should have never happened to begin with, and justice needs to be done for Michael, and justice should have been done for Michael a long time ago.
The next story comes from Carrollwood, 100 North Carrollwood, Black's home of Michael Jackson. And when the fans were starting to realize that Michael was back in Beverly Hills and he was living there, they'd start coming out. First there was just a few, then there would end up being like, 5, 50, then there was like 100 fans out there, and it didn't matter. Whenever Michael would come home, he'd stop, he'd roll down his window, he'd start giving all the autographs, and one day he actually bought pizza for like 50 fans.
Sure did.
Outside his gates.
Were you there at the time?
When they bought pizza, yeah.
Well, what type of pizza was it?
I don't know what type of pizza it was. And we sell star maps right there on 100 North Carrollwood, so we actually work on the property. Our address is 100 and a half North Carrollwood.
I did about my documentary.
I think I did hear
called The Untold Story of
Larry Nemmer. Larry Nemmer.
Yeah.
So you did a positive documentary on Michael Jackson on YouTube.
Right.
What's the name of that documentary?
It's called Michael Jackson, The Untold Story of Neverland. I worked for him in 2005 when he and his attorney hired me to make a video tour of Neverland to show to the jurors at his trial. So I testified for 2 days, narrated my footage. That hopefully helped him. I believed the guy was innocent. Then I used that footage and some other footage to make a documentary, The Untold Story of Neverland. So I'm impressed with people like yourself who use Michael for inspiration, not to make money. If you can make some money, you got to make a living too. But the emphasis is on Michael as an example of love, peace, and entertainment value. So, another question.
Michael's mother said that Michael said he was not a drug addict.
Could I ask you one more question
Yeah.
about what you just said? What you told Mike to say. Some people are saying something about a call girl. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, one of the people that used to work for Michael uncovered that Conrad Murray went to see a call girl the night, when he was taking care of Michael. He was supposed to be taking care of Michael. And that's absurd. You know this person's under induced medication that you have given him. It's highly toxic, very powerful stuff, propofol. He gave him 40 times the normal dose, and he already gave him a cocktail of other medications. Okay, so he already knows all that's going around in the system. He just leaves him there. That is totally obvious that the man did that for murderous reasons. I don't see how anybody else could not see that was a setup. And obviously, I believe that he was paid off to do that.
Well, now, do you think that's credible? Do you think it's really true? How do you know that he went and saw a call girl?
Well, I know that
Somebody
from a
very close.
very good source. Let's just put it that way. I know that from a very good source.
Person doesn't
and it's
lie.
actually been in the news, in certain news circles as well. But the point is that people want to see what part of the news they want to see, And the things that, just like during the first trial, when Michael was going through his the trial, I think it was the first Michael Jackson trial.
93?
It was uncovered on hard copy and some other shows that it was recorded that the grandfather and the father of George Chandler were having a conversation on tape, on an answering machine, saying they were going to get Michael Jackson. They only played that once or twice on TV. But the other stuff, the hearsay, they played 50 times a day. Now, if you don't hear these stories, it's because they're not playing them. They don't even tell people that Conrad Murray saw a call girl. They don't tell you all those details, and they're not going to tell you. All they're going to tell you is the stuff that they want to put out there to make Michael Jackson look crazy.
Let's start at the beginning of what happened today.
Today was, I didn't make the morning session because there was a problem about time. But I got in after the break, and after the break they had Michael Amirs was on the stand, and the prosecution was basically having him to lay out a clear timeline about what happened starting from the night before when he took Michael to the Staples Centers and when he brought him back home. And then he led all the way up until the morning. We found out that Conrad Murray first called Michael Amir and told him Michael Amir was at home. He called him to tell him that there was a problem, something was wrong, he needed to get back there. And so he was on the phone giving instructions to the security that was there, go in the house, there's something wrong, go find out. He also said that they took him to he was with them when they went to the hospital. He's the one that put the children in the car and took the children to the hospital. He articulated how the children found out what was told and everything, and how the children were, how they reacted and responded to the news of Michael passing. The part that we thought was kind of interesting was when he said, right after Conrad Murray found out that Michael was dead, he wanted to go back to the house because there was some cream that he wanted to move. And the other part that we thought was interesting was he also told him he was hungry. He wanted him to take him to go get some food.
That Michael was hungry?
That Murray was hungry. And he wanted Michael Amir, to take him to go get some food right after learning that Michael had passed. He was hungry. He wanted food.
Okay.
So we're convening the...
Did they know that Michael was dead at that time? Did everybody else know?
Yeah, because that was from the hospital. He made that request at the hospital after everybody knew that Michael had just passed.
Hi. Where's Michael? Got the makeup on today. Okay, today in the courtroom, I was in the overflow room. It's the first day of the preliminary hearing, and Kenny Ortega was the first one on the stand. And he pretty much just, gave an overview of what his job was and the events of June 24th. And one day that Michael was sick, he wasn't feeling well, how he sent him home and how he was reprimanded for sending Michael home the next day by some of the higher ups of the AEG and Dr. Murray.
They're saying that Conrad Murray was, that possibly Conrad Murray was on the outs with Michael, and that Michael possibly was about to fire him. And so at that time, so that could be one reason why all this happened, that he decided not to pay attention to Michael.
What's your name?
Tanwa Tut.
And what brings you out to the court today? What do you want to see happen?
I really want justice for Michael. I just feel that he's really being denied justice. Of course, he cannot speak for himself. And I believe that the video that was shown where he was rehearsing for his tour over in Europe, there's no way, I feel in my heart, that he had all that energy and everything that he was putting into that tour to go home and commit suicide.
So obviously you're a Michael Jackson fan, right?
Yes, yes.
How do you feel about this whole situation?
Well, I feel like Michael's not here to support himself. Of course, he's passed, and I believe he was murdered. And he's one of the greatest people to walk this planet, the greatest entertainer, and one of the greatest humanitarians that ever lived. He's in the Guinness Book of Records for that. And it's absurd for him to say that he was a drug addict who just came and killed himself, walked over and injected himself with propofol. I know that Murray definitely killed him, and I believe though also he's a fall guy for some other stuff that's even greater. And I just want to say that Ortega's testimony, I hope that the jury and everybody else will see the truth about what happened, and that this guy didn't care anything about Michael's life, that he was seriously, he had a vendetta against him, and that I believe he was paid off by some other parties.
And of course, this is it for Michael Jackson, but how would you like for all this situation to end in your partisan front?
I would like his legacy to be absolved. I would like people to stop bashing him, calling him a drug addict, calling him all these things. He had plenty of diseases that he had justifiable medication that he needed. Vitiligo, lupus, and other things. And I would like for them to stop saying that he just killed himself. I mean, it's outrageous that the man was murdered. I would like for them to give him justice, and like anybody else who was murdered, that they would see the evidence and treat it duly, and give him his due rights as the entertainer he was, as the human rights person he was, and to stop messing with his name.
If Murray goes to jail, it's going to help the fact to all of the fans who are sad for Michael Jackson because Michael Jackson is gone. What will this fix anything from what happened?
It'll never fill the void that, I thank God can fill the void. That's the only way that void can be filled with Jesus. But besides that, we're never gonna get another Michael Jackson. There's only one Michael Jackson, and so no one's gonna ever fill that void. Well, we're always gonna miss Michael, but at least if there's justice, we know that it's just not out in the air that they can just keep saying something that's not true about Michael, just keep tearing his name apart, like this autopsy thing they tried to do recently, and all these other silly things they do in the media, this false autopsy that was in the media. It's just like so many things going on that where they're still trying to tear his name down, and I just want to see, at least in this court, that the truth will come forward, that people at least will know, even if some media still try to tear him up or whatever, that at least in the court it was decided to see that this man murdered him, and he wasn't murdered.
Do you trust in California law?
I trust in Jesus. I pray to God that He will touch their heart, because I don't trust that any man necessarily is completely honest. I think that a lot of these people here are like, the more power you have, the more you can be tempted. And I'm just praying that that people's hearts will be touched, and that they will care about truth more than publicity or anything else.
A message to Michael, pretending, I don't know, maybe he's here with you guys. What would you tell Michael if he's listening to it?
I believe he is listening because he's in heaven. I believe that God lets him hear it. We love Michael Jackson. I always loved Michael Jackson the rest of my life. He's an inspiration to me. I met Michael Jackson on several occasions. I went to the ranch. He was such a kind-hearted, down-to-earth person, humble person. And he didn't even do anything but try to help people, help children, help the elderly, anybody he could help. He tried to be an inspiration and a good role model. As an African American, so many open doors he made for all of us, not just African Americans, but specifically as an African American, he made so many doors open for so many people. God used him that way, and I would say to his family, and if Michael were here, that I love you, and I'll always support you, and I'm praying for you. And everybody at home say Jesus is Lord, and keep him first, and everything's gonna be all right. We're gonna just believe God's gonna bring things better.
Thank you very much. Can you describe your design for us?
Support Michael.
bipolar, all these things, and so much more. I just, bottom line, love, that's what Michael's message was, love your children, love the planet, do what you can for the children, for the world. That's what it's about. If I can tell Michael anything right now, I love you, Michael.
The message to all the fans that are watching you right now for the whole world.
Let's do this for Michael. Hold hands for the world for Michael. Restore his legacy. Keep his dreams alive.
I see you're emotional. Do you carry it a lot for Michael Jackson right now?
Since I was 7 years old, I've loved Michael 38 years. I'm not going anywhere. Michael's legacy.
What do you wish to their family?
Let them know we love them. We support them 100%. We understand the situation is difficult. His children are